Talk about it, it is a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you schedule it, it's real. Tony Robbins. AVENIR 2021 is organized with a vision to empower and facilitate students to navigate their future and make their dreams real. Programs like AVENIR 2021 play an important role in guiding and shaping the future of the youth. It promises to bring this global student community under one canopy where students receive coverage not only from the local Indian schools in the Sultanate of Oman, but also from the other school boards such as CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB, spanning across the MENA region and countries across Southeast Asia.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to AVENIR 2021, a global virtual career guidance program launched by Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir under the aegis of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, your hosts for today's program, myself, Nikita of Class 10,
and Disha of Class 11,
take the proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the noble benevolence showered on the Indian community in the Sultanate of Oman. We, the Indian expatriates, are fortunate indeed to enjoy a world-class quality of life in a country that is modern, peaceful, and full of natural beauty. May the Almighty shower His choicest blessings on His Majesty, and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
Pleasure to wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, members of the various boards of directors, CBSE officials, distinguished members of the MOE Oman, officials of the Indian Embassy, Sultanate of Oman, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President of the School Management Committee, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, presidents and members of the school management committees of all Indian schools in Oman and from other schools and boards across the globe, principals, vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, staff, and students of all participating schools. Welcome all.
We cordially welcome distinguished members of the business community, members of the education cell. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session on day 4 of AVENIR 2021, which is set to be a 9-day global career guidance program. Day 4 is associated with intrapersonal intelligence, which is related to self-awareness and the ability to recognize one's strengths and weaknesses. Students having a high quotient of this intelligence can excel as researchers, philosophers, counselors, therapists. This year, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir is the proud torchbearer of this mega event under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Welcome all once again.
Audience, it is our privilege to have you all here with us on this journey of transforming your dreams into reality. You are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the chat box towards the end of the session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. For those who have joined through YouTube, I requested to check the description box for the link of the feedback form. You're also requested to post your queries in the chat box. Our distinguished speaker will answer them in the question and answer session.
Today, we're honored to have with us an eminent representative, Mr. M. Prabhakaran, Assistant Director, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, who would discuss programs and courses the university offers. Before that, let's watch a video presentation about the university.
Hey guys, this is Anders Spencer from the Department of Occupational Therapy. I'm currently doing my 3rd year. I'm also the student council for the year 2021-2022. Well, I'm from Kuwait, so I made the right decision to come to Ramachandra. My experience at Ramachandra for 3 years has been really amazing. I've been making a lot of friends, had a lot of bonding sessions with my faculties who have been very supportive and kind to always cheer me up and encourage me throughout my throughout my years while I'm studying. This right here is the biodiversity farm where you can see a lot of greenery around. You can chill, walk around, take a walk around the campus. It's really nice. There are a lot of other NRI friends too, which I've made who have come from different countries. So I'm really satisfied overall in my experience at Ramachandra. So if you're a sports person like me, if you're interested in sports, you can join. There are so many different sports they play here: basketball, football, tennis, even hockey, swimming, etc. So Ramachandra is a place where I've learned not just about academics.
That was indeed a splendid video. Now, I call upon our guest speaker for the session, Mr. M. Prabhakaran, Assistant Director, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research. Over to you, sir, for your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks for the introduction. As your colleagues introduced, I'm Prabhakaran Mudiyadagan. I'm Assistant Director, International Relations, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research. Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research used to be a Ramachandra Medical College. That's where we started as a medical college in the year of 1985. We have a rich legacy, globally visible, and reputation of collaborating with the foreign universities across the globe. So we are the first university to have collaborated with Harvard University. The reason why we're mentioning Harvard University is one of the best medical universities. They are the benchmark for all the medical universities. Even the early 1980s, we started collaborating. Our first library, the Central Library, has been named after the Harvard University. So it shows, how in the early 80s itself, we started collaborating globally and started working with globally for our students. Ramachandra University is located in a city called Chennai. I think it's in Tamil Nadu. I think some of you could have come from Tamil Nadu. We are located in the middle of Chennai, which is called Porur, which is a hot center of the city. From here, the airport is just 20 minutes away. Even from our ground or from the top of our floor, we can also see the flights landing off in the Chennai airport. We are such a close and middle of Chennai. Place itself called as Porur. So any university, as a student, when you're looking for admission, whether it's a bachelor or a master's program, you have to see how good their accreditation, how good their laboratory wise, and how good their academic wise, how good their infrastructure wise. We have to see all those things. The reason why I'm just mentioning only one slide here. So we are accredited by the NAC, which is the National Accreditation and Assessment Council. The A++. What is A++? A++ is the highest grade for any health sciences university or even a multi-stream university. You can get the last 3 cycle. I think once in 5 years, the accreditation, the assessment visit by the government of India happen to every university. Continuously, the last 3 cycles, in the last 15 years and more, we've been maintaining the top standard. The top standard is the A++. So, as a university, we've been graded as a grade 1, which is number 1 grade in terms of the quality, in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the quality of education we provide, in terms of the laboratory and the teaching wise, what we provide to our students. So I think any university, you're looking for, any university you're going to join, just look for the NAC accreditation. That's why I've just mentioned only one slide. Infrastructure wise, now I would like to mention again one more slide here. So we are the ranked number 2 among the universities by the Swachh ranking, which is 2020. It was conducted, hygienic and green campus. Even in the middle of city, as I was saying before, we are located in Chennai, and part of the busy town. We have a campus strength of 175 acres. Of this 175 acres, we have 55+ acres the buildings are located. The remaining 100+ acres or greenery. So we have to have a good ambience. We have to have a good greenery around you, and you don't need you don't need to face any disturbances around you. So that's why the management has been very strict. They don't want to construct any more building inside the campus. So we're maintaining such a greenery inside the campus. This is one of the very peaceful place. When you come and join, or when you study the health sciences program, you would enjoy. I think without touching the COVID-19 during this pandemic era, we can't, as a health science university, we can't move into the next issue. So the COVID-19, we were the first private university to have been offered the clinical trial in the country. So both the vaccine, I think some of you, since you're from Middle East, you wouldn't have heard the vaccine. I think some of you would have heard through your friends or relatives. The vaccine, it's a Bharat Biotech, Indian manufacturing or Indian pharmaceutical company produced vaccine. So we were one of the first university from the private side, have been approved for the clinical trial. As a medical university, we've done a trial 1 and trial 2 and even trial 3 for vaccine. The next one, I think it was the first vaccine global, worldwide, started going around, which is the Covishield. Covishield was actually manufactured by the Serum Institute of India, but it was actually produced or done the research by the AstraZeneca and Oxford University collaboration. We've done a second and third clinical trial for this particular vaccine. So as a private university, as a medical and health science specialized university, we've contributed this for a pandemic, and we are proud to say, we are one of the contributors during this tough time for the global. As I said before, we are a medical and health science specialized university. Almost all our programs, I think in the next few slides, you can see our strength in the area of medical and health sciences. The first one is a medicine, and in the first slide itself, I mentioned in the 1985, we started as a medical college. Our strength is medicine. In order to maintain this good strength in the medicine, we have a huge hospitals inside the university. The one is a teaching hospital, another one is a corporate hospital. Both are located inside the campus. So I think the next few slides, maybe I'll be explaining quickly about our hospital strength and advantages, and there are so many aspects should be mentioned in the hospital. So the next one is our dental college. Our dental college is one of the highly ranked dental college coming under the university. I think the national globe Indian wise, we are number 6 by the MHRD ranking. The pharmacy, without having a pharmacy college inside the medical university, the medical university cannot be run. So the pharmacy, one of the strongest, we have a highest number of pharmacy seats, both bachelor's and master's level. I think at the master's level, we have 5-6 specialization. At the bachelor's level, we have a maximum number of seats should have been offered by the Pharmacy Council. Allied health sciences, I think one of the special slide, I'm going to I mentioned about all the allied health sciences program. It's one of the modern era's engineering of medical sciences. I think what's the relationship between engineering and medicine? The allied health sciences people are the engineers of the medical field nowadays. It's been a new program for the last 5-6 years, maybe less than 7-8 years. So we were one of the pioneer in this area. We have 20 programs been running under allied health sciences, of which the 15 programs are offered directly as allied health sciences. It's a 4-year program offered as allied health sciences under the specialization of particular specialization, for example, cardiac technology or geriatric technology or orthopedic technology or pediatric technology, something like that. I'll explain, what is those specialization. The remaining 5 programs, it's been offered under the name of the particular degree. So next one is management. The most of our program, as I said, the sliced in medical and health sciences. Even our management program, even though it's a business administration, it's offered for a Bachelor of Business Administration for hospital and health system management. Similarly, the master's program has been offered for Master of Business Administration for hospital and health system management. Nursing, again, we have highest number of seats in the nursing for both bachelor's and master's level. Master's level, we have all the specialization, whether it's a gynecology or a pediatric or a surgical nursing or all the specialization we have. So if you tend to choose a nursing, you have all the super specialization or a specialty PG options available in our university. So the next one is the physiotherapy. Without the physiotherapy, again, the super specialty hospital cannot be run because the orthopedic department and the physiotherapy has to work in tandem. In physiotherapy itself, we have all the specialization at the master's level. At the bachelor's level, we have the highest number of seats to have been offered for by the Physiotherapy Council. Biomedical Sciences program, it's one of the most sought after program. It's a unique program because most of you could have heard the biomedical engineering. We are offering, as a health science university, we are offering biomedical sciences as a biological science base. It's a 4-year program. The reason why the Middle East students or normally the international NRI students, it's the most sought after program is it's been offered as a 4-year degree program. In the fourth year, it's like a compulsory internship. Since it's a honors degree program, when you finish your 4-year degree program, you can go and join a master's program anywhere in the world. Unlike other BSc programs, normally it's 3 years. Since it's a 4 years, whether you go to Canada or US, you can directly join as a master program. You don't need to do any bridging program or something like that. That's why it's one of the most sought after programs. It's a very unique program. Not many universities are offering or focusing on the biological sites for biomedical sciences. Clinical research, there are a lot of specialization you can do under the clinical research. We are offering both bachelor's and master's level. I think this is one more unique program, sports and exercise science. To run the sports and exercise science program, you need a sports center. We have built a sports center in collaboration with Cape Town University of South Africa. So it has all the facilities, whether it's a swimming or a boxing or a hockey, cricket, football, everything is associated, all type of injuries. It's not like, you play or working or something. It's a treatment or how to treat the sports injury. How to treat the people, the injury for a sprinter is different from the injury for a cricketer. So you need to come across or you need to work towards all the sports kind of injuries. We are offering both bachelor's and master's level. Since it's such a multi-million-dollar investment, we have an exclusive sports center. The program itself, is being taught or it's being the practical, everything's being taught under the sports center. Engineering technology. Though we are a medical and health science specialized university, almost in the next slide, you can see how many programs we are running. We are running 152 programs. Of the 152 programs, only a couple of programs or recently we started the engineering college. Only the couple of programs are we are running under the engineering and technology faculty. The next one is the public health. Without the public health, the most of the analysis or sampling or all the research cannot be done. So we have both public health, both medical side and the environmental health sciences side. So we are offering both bachelor's and master's level. Yeah, the total number of programs we are running is 152. Of the 152 programs, only the engineering technology we're running 2 programs, the data sciences and artificial intelligence. Another 2 programs under the same engineering technology faculty, we are running BSc, both are again, the artificial intelligence and data science. The remaining 148 programs, I haven't mentioned all the programs. The next slide, I'll be mentioning few of the very, unique programs or common programs you can choose after finishing your class 12. But most of the programs are medical and health science specialized programs. So this is the programs, the few programs, as I said, I'm going to brief you through. Biomedical sciences, I mentioned already. The BASLP, what is BASLP? It's audiology and speech language pathology. As at school level, you wouldn't have heard this program. At the bachelor's level, you do both audiology and speech language pathology together. At the master's level, you do even further narrow down and specialize. Audiology, masters in audiology, masters in speech language pathology. It's a very unique program. Very few students, they can join. Only 40 seats being offered or given by the council. Of the 40 seats, only 4 seats are offered for the international and NRI students. The next one is the pharmacy. You all would have heard pharmacy. And then one more program, I think you have to know about this program. It's called Form D. Directly, you can join as a doctorate program. Except medicine and dentistry, this is the only program after 6 years. It's a 6-year program. After 6 years, you are awarded as a doctor of pharmacy. Again, it's being controlled or monitored by the Pharmacy Council. Only 30 seats, 4 seats are offered for the international and NRI students. If you wanted to apply for a pharmacy or a BSLP, you have to apply from December itself. The next one is this physiotherapy. Physiotherapy is a common program, but when you wanted to specialize at master's level, you have to choose in the university. It has a huge hospital because at physiotherapy, you need to work with the patient. If you choose the university, it doesn't have a big hospital. It doesn't have a hospital at all. You will end up, you won't be earning too much practical exposure. So we are proud to say, our patient strength is too much for the orthopedic and physiotherapy. So we'll have a lot of exposure, and you learn with a lot of patients and orthopedic surgeons. So this is one of the unique, best programs in our university. Allied health sciences. In the next slide, I'll be taking through the list of allied health sciences specialization. So it's a 4 years program. As I said, for biomedical sciences, once you finish the allied health sciences program, you can, if you wanted to specialize in at master's level, you can directly go and join any country in the world. The nursing, so it's a very common program. So the clinical nutrition, I think until we were hit with the pandemic, we were not that much sure on the role and responsibilities of the clinical nutritionist. During this pandemic, including myself, I've come to know the roles and the importance of the clinical nutritionist. So we run this program in the hospital. I think majority of your works will be with the patients in the hospital. So again, like as I said, for a physiotherapy, if you're going to choose the clinical nutrition as a bachelor, you have to choose or you have to join in the university where they have a huge hospital, where they have a huge patient strength. The hospital and business, hospital and health system management under the faculty of business administration, both bachelor's and master's level we are running. Again, this bachelor's and master's level, it's like integrated with the hospital. Since the administration program, you have to have the tandem experience with the hospital. Respective areas you are focusing on. For example, marketing, you need to have a practical exposure or outside exposure. Similarly, as a hospital and health system management, we are exposing our students in the hospital. That's why we are as a medical university, as a medical hospital located inside the university, we are able to run this program. Since again, it's not very common program being offered by so many universities. We are one of the unique university to offer this program. Then sports and exercise sciences. I think I mentioned about this one. It's not playing the certain sports. It's treatment of the sports injury or exercise injury. So it's a unique program. We are running this program in collaboration with the Cape Town University of South Africa. The next few programs, the medical microbiology and applied molecular biology. You all would have heard the medical microbiology or a microbiology BSc or a molecular biology BSc. We have a separate department in the medical school. So we have combined both the programs and offering as a honor degree. It's a 4-year program, like the biomedical sciences. Right after your 3-year, you'll have to compulsorily work in the hospital 1 year as a mandatory internship. So straight after your bachelor science, bachelor BSc, medical microbiology and applied molecular biology, you can specialize in anywhere in the world. Occupational therapy, it sounds like a new course. Used to be, we used to know about the physiotherapy. The occupational therapy, it's a special program for any kind of elderly injury or autism or any kind of occasional treatment requests. It's all being taken care nowadays by the occupational therapy people. Recently, the government of Tamil Nadu is going to introduce like a physiotherapy. Every government hospital are going to have an occupational therapist. It's not a unique program, but it's a very popular program nowadays, because right after your bachelor degree itself, you have a chance to work in the hospital. Once the government is made mandatory for the government hospital. There are plenty of opportunities available for the graduates of this particular program. Bioinformatics, but we are running this bioinformatics at the health hospital or patient-related informations or hospital-related informations as possible. It's not like bioinformatics of computer side or ICT side focus. It's a medical side focus. Health informatics the same. Data science are the same. Environmental health science, it's coming under the School of Public Health. So we are focusing public health at the medical level and the environmental side. Applied psychology. Psychology, it's a kind of a professional program. So I think I heard in the Middle East, lot of psychology vacancies are available. Once you finish your bachelor's, you can do master's and MPhil. It's a master of philosophy. This is the only program the government of India is allowing the universities to run at the philosophy level. Because after you finish your MPhil in psychology, you're like a professional, you're like a doctor. You can consult. I mean, you can do your own consultancy. You can have your own clinic, or you can have your own consultancy anywhere in the world, because the certificate is valid in the Middle East. I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but it's valid in the Middle East. Clinical research, I think I briefed about the clinical research, the medical radiology and imaging technology. This is one of the very few programs you can join in the first year itself as an MSc student. It's a 5-year program. You don't need to do, because the allied health sciences, if you're going to focus radiology or imaging technology under the allied health sciences, 4 years bachelor's and then 2 years master's. But this program continuously is study 4 years MSc and then 1 more year in the hospital, the mandatory internship. It's a 5-year program, but you join in the first year itself as a master student. I think the previous slide, I mentioned the allied health sciences. I'll be mentioning few important specialization. I said in the few slides before, that they are the engineers of the medical sciences. Who are they called engineers of the medical sciences? Because they are the technological people. For example, anesthesia technology. Anesthesists used to be the MD anesthesists, they used to take care of everything in the hospital, because, the amount of anesthesia to be given to the patient, the quantity, the age, the previous medical background, everything should have been monitored by the anesthetist. But nowadays, once straight after you finish your anesthesia technology, you are responsible for everything. The anesthetist, the MD anesthetist, just give some few instruction. You're like in charge of the anesthesia area nowadays. Similarly, the perfusion technology or urology technology or pediatric surgical technology. Once the pediatric surgery is required in the hospital, operation theater or surgical theater, you do everything. The doctors just come and do the operation or just cut the patient, whatever. So the rest of the stuff is being looked after by the pediatric surgical technology people. Similarly, the plastic reconstructive, this is one of the very unique programs. Without the huge hospital, without you do a lot of plastic or cosmetic surgery, you can't run this program. In total, we recruit only for 20 students. Of the 20 students, maybe 4 or 5 will be specializing in plastic reconstructive and cosmetic side. Similarly, the perfusion technology or urology technology, in the respective areas, you're working under the doctors of the particular cardiologist or a urologist to run the, you're like a boss for the particular operation theater. I mentioned before, we have two huge hospitals inside the university. The one is a teaching hospital. Teaching hospital is a 1,600 bedded hospital located inside the campus. Our strength is the patients. To run the medical programs or a medical allied health sciences program or a health sciences paramedical program, you need to have a patient strength. I mentioned for a few slides in a physiotherapy or a nursing or a pharmacy, how the patient strength is important to run these kind of programs. Without the patients, or the medical students or dental students or physiotherapy students or nursing students, or even especially the allied health sciences, you won't learn practically as much as you should have been. If you study in a college or university which doesn't receive as many patients as it should be, you won't have exposure, or you won't have experience, practical experience with the patients. For example, physiotherapy, you need to work with the orthopedic surgeon and the patients together. If you don't, if your university or if your college doesn't receive as many patients as it should be, so your end of the fourth year, you will come out as a physiotherapist with a degree, but this with the practical exposure, you're limited. And when you go and start working in the real environment, you'll be struggling. So that's why when you choose the university, you have to choose with a high number of a good patient strength, where you will have a chance to work with the patients and the doctors. Our ICU, I think I have mentioned here, our ICU is biggest in South India. So we have 23 state-of-the-art operating theaters. Every single day, we do 75 operations alone. So it shows, how good our students can learn, can be exposed with the patient, because all the medical and health sciences program, you have to be exposed with the patient. So it shows the 75 operations per day on average. It shows how good or how important we are giving to our patients and to our students to practically have exposure. Apart from the training on campus, the students are trained at the rural health training, and also the urban health training centers. And the university has adopted 5 villages as well, where there are some programs, for example, public health or environmental health sciences. You need to go and be work in the environment, and we need to go and work with the people. So we have adopted villages, and we have a health center, a rural health center around our universities we are working with. So you'll have those kind of experience and exposure as you need to be. This is a corporate hospital. Again, it's located inside the hospital. The 1,600 bedded hospital in the teaching side. On top of it, we have another 600, 700 bedded hospital in the corporate side. Ramachandra has the best physician and super specialties available for the subspecialties. For example, the plastic reconstructive surgery I was mentioning before. These are all the very unique or rare, or for example, oncology, radiation oncology, or surgical oncology. These are all the areas, not many patients you will see in the teaching hospital. That's why, we created one more corporate hospital, because it's all very expensive and you need a super specialty doctors as well. So this is one of the reasons, the university or the management has built one more corporate hospital inside the university. On this one, we have a lot of students, they get practical exposure as they should get. So I think it's not I think it's an 800 bedded hospital. On top of the ICUs, I mentioned that in the previous slide, we have another 200 ICUs located in this hospital. It's not too far from the corporate hospital. So both are located inside the university, just it's walkable. So the students, there are some programs we are running in the corporate hospital itself, like the plastic reconstructive technology or some geriatric technology, urology. We're running in this corporate hospital. This is where the students will get as many patients as they should see. There are some uniqueness about our university. Why you should study other than the hospital environment or a patient strength. Other than that, what we offer to our students. As a student, or when you are studying, when you are a student of Ramachandra, you have a chance to go and study 1 semester abroad. 1 semester abroad, or 1 semester for internship, 1 semester for placements. So these kind of exposure, we are providing, we are offering to our students. The placements at any university, I'll take you through one more slide in the placements alone. So placement, we offer to our students even before they graduate. For example, for a 3-year program, we offer the placement offer in the 2nd year itself. For a 4-year program, we offer the placement in the 3rd year itself. So one more thing, you have to look for when you choose a university, when you choose a college. What is the students and the teacher strength or teacher ratio? It has to be as minimum as possible. When you choose the medical university or health sciences program, it's not like the school level, 60 students and 1 teacher, or the same 60 students will be handled by another teacher. But it's when you come to the university level or a college level, the ratio has to be as minimum as possible. So as I mentioned, there are some programs, we run only 20 students, maybe 3 or 4 faculties. Our average is for every 7 students, we have 1 faculties. You will have one more chance. Not many universities are offering during your bachelor's itself. I would like to mention one example here. Our biomedical science students last year, through online, they've started, they worked in collaboration with the Harvard University student. They won the second prize, some topics in the COVID-19. So once they've done the project, once they've worked on the project, they have a chance to present the paper at the international conference level. So these are all the opportunity through our partner university or a collaborating university. We are providing to our students. You have a chance to work with our university in the collaborative project, and then you can present those papers at the national level and the international level. I think this is one of those questions. Though it's mandatory, there are some universities, they may have accommodation outside, or they may not provide the accommodation at all. But as a medical and specialized university, for all the international and NRI students, we have a hostel accommodation located inside the university. We provide both and AC and non-AC. The one more uniqueness about our hostel for international students and NRI students is we don't let our students to share with any other student. It's an individual room for every student, whether you choose AC or a non-AC. It's an individual room. You have your own necessary infrastructure assembled inside the room. So on top of it, you have a gym, yoga, common shop, and beauty parlor for girls, and all those things available. But individual room, ACs, non-AC separate, girls, boys separate. This is the placement information. We have a placement opportunity. We have a separate placement cell. The placement opportunity, as I said, it's available for the 3-year program. We offer the placement at the second year itself. For the 4-year program, we offer the placement in the 3rd year itself. But we have one more uniqueness. We directly bring in the company from the international level as well, because our alumni are working all around the world. On your right-hand side, you can see our alumni wherever they have been present. There's some saying in Tamil Nadu, 1 in every 5 doctors from any hospital or any medical institution, you can say, or from Ramachandra. So our alumni are present all over the world. So we have a chance to bring those connections to place our students directly abroad. Of course, we bring in the national level companies. They do the recruitment inside the campus. They offer the placement even before they graduate. At the same time, we bring in the foreign companies directly into the campus. They recruit, and then they offer the placement for the particular country. I think I mentioned a few slides for the Middle East, and some of them, the US and UK. That's where, we are placing our students in some programs. I haven't mentioned the program wise, but, these are all the companies, they're coming from abroad and recruiting our students. This is our alumni. You can see in the map, our alumni are present all over the world, whether it's a US or a Europe or a Canada or a Asian side or a Middle East. They're located, they're placed all over the world. So this is one of those, our strength. So through this strength or through this connection, we are able to bring those people for a university collaboration or a placements, or they do contribute once in a year. Not everybody is able to manage once in a year to the university. They do contribute for different reasons. So we'll have, because this is the important for the students. When you graduate, for example, after we finish, you go to Oman, where you can have a chance to get introduced to the successful people who are working in Oman in the various positions. That's where you will build up your contact, and through this contact, you can do your own business. You can start up a company. You can get placed in a good or top level companies. This is important as a university. We are spending good amount of time or a good amount of money to build a good alumni network. This is some of our alumni mentioned here. I'd like to take mention only one slide. Shamshir, he was our MD radiology student. He's a chairman for VPS H Group. It's located in Middle East. Some of you would have heard he's in the Forbes list as well. This is the chairman for that particular company. Maybe if you have a chance or maybe Google it and see how what is the business is and how good this has been successful. Our alumni is one of the politicians because she was not only a politician. Before that, she was doing masters in our university, Dr. Tanglish Sundarajan. She's a governor of Andhra Pradesh and Pondicherry at the moment. So she was a DGO. She used to study in our university and worked in our university before she became a politician. I think the rest of the slides, you can see where our alumni are working in all over the world. It's Canada or US. That's a nursing or a pharmacy or a management. They've been present all over the world. That's all, guys. I think I'll just quickly mention about NEET. I think I will have some questions related to NEET. Whether you are an NRI or international students or a foreign students, or whether you are based in India with a foreign passport or a OCI card or a PCO card, whatever, you need to write, and all your scores will have to be compared with the Indian students come through the MCC. MCC is nothing but a medical counseling committee. Through the counseling only, we'll be able to join our university. But the rest of the programs, the allied health sciences or a health sciences program, you can directly join from abroad. Thanks for your patience, and any question, guys?
Thank you, sir. It was truly an enriching and empowering session. Sir, may I request you to answer a few queries which have been raised by our valued audience. May I now invite our moderator for the session, Ms. Renuka, to share with you the questions raised by our audience.
Thank you, Nikita. Good morning, sir. It was indeed an enriching and empowering session. There are a few questions raised from our valued audience. Can I go ahead, sir?
Please, yeah.
Sir, when can I apply for this academic year?
For the 2020 academic year, we'll be opening up our application from December. Normally, we used to open the following year admission in November, because that we delayed our admission due to some COVID issue. So for this year, we'll be opening our admission or our application online will be opening from December.
Thank you, sir. Just one last question. Are there any scholarship programs for your university, and who is eligible for the scholarship?
At the moment, the NRI students, there is no special scholarship. The merit scholarship is available to all the students, whether they are NRI or international or domestic students. Once they've joined the university, they'll have to, based on their marks and performances in the respective field. It's not like a university level competition. The respective department level competition they'll have to go through. Once they are toppers in this particular department, they'll be awarded a scholarship.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us your valued time and answering to our queries. Over to the comparers.
I think I have two more questions in the chat box. One is, what would be the approximate cost of studying in Ramachandra Institute? We have mentioned our fee structure in our website for this academic year. Hopefully, it won't be increased that much the next year. It's $260,000 the entire program. The first year, it's being collected in 3 years' time. The first year, you pay $160,000, and the next 2 years, you pay another 70 and 60. So in total, it's $260,000 the entire program. So yes, one more question, I think Kalpana Venkatesh or something.
Venkatesh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saying,
NRI,
sir, can
an NRI student join in India without
I think there is net issue and sir will be rejoining us just for 2 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
I can hear you, madam.
Yes, sir. You are answering to the question.
Hello?
If the NRI, yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. You were just answering to that question.
Yeah.
Can the NRI student join
Any
in
other
India?
questions, guys?
Yes, sir. One more has come up. Can we have the email ID? I think it's there in the chat box.
Yeah.
Email ID.
Yeah,
So are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can type if you want. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you were just answering that question. Can the NRI student join in India with NEET exam?
Yeah, I think I finished before the line. I mean, there was a problem in the line.
Issue, sir. Yes, sir.
Was it? Okay, no problem. I think all the students, I mentioned in one of the slides as well, all the students, they have to write NEET. They have to come through the counseling. The state universities or state colleges, they have to come through the respective states. For example, you're from Tamil Nadu, there is a state counseling. For the central universities and the national universities like Zimmer or AIMS or Ramachandra or so many centralized private universities, they're all coming under the MCC, Medical Counseling Committee. So regardless, you have to have a NEET. You have to compete with all the students all over the world.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving us your valued time. Over to the comparers.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I'm sure the participants are enlightened and have got a true picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed organization. Dear audience and participants, a gentle reminder, please fill in the feedback form which has been posted in the chat box. Those who have joined through YouTube, please click on the link provided in the description box. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate.
End of this enriching session. I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Let me first express my profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and His country. We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. M. Prabhakaran, Assistant Director, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, for his words of motivation. Thank you, sir. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, and other esteemed members of the Board of Directors, distinguished officials from CBSE, and officials from the Indian Embassy. Thank you for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times.
Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir School Management Committee, and other members of the School Management Committee for their profound encouragement at all times. I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our prudent captain of the Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir ship, Mr. D.N. Rao, Principal, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, honorable principals of the schools in the MENA region, Indian schools in Oman, vice principals, assistant vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching fraternity for their support and guidance. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session a grand success.
We're indeed grateful to our platinum sponsors, StudyCo, gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Vellore Institute of Technology, and Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education. Bronze sponsors, Middle East College Oman, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dallas Baptist University, and MIT World Peace University, Pune. Our media sponsor, The Arabian Stories, and the digital marketing partner, Spectrum. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir team for making AVENIR 2021 possible. Thank you and see you soon in the next sessions. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, students.